The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning, and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way.
You know what's funny? When I see that video come in, I'm sitting there going, I need to do my beard like that again. And then we immediately go to zero. So they must like the song, but they leave right afterwards. Mark's gonna be walking around talking to us.
There he is. What up, Chief?
Super Cap.
Who's Super Cap? Did y'all hear that, or is that just me?
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
That's an alias.
Yeah, he's gonna have a shirt for that later. Anyhow, guys, all welcome to the show. Good to see everybody again.
Yes.
So hey, cheers, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about some really cool topic tonight, I think, because it kind of came to me right there at the moment. Are there any secret, like, bottom shelf gems? And I know we're all going to say Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond, stuff of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Think outside the box. Are there? But we need to set what we think a gem for bottom shelf is, a price point, right? And then, just because I want to spice it up, are there, in each of our opinions, is there, outside of BTACs, leave those off, but outside of that, is there any top shelf whiskey that you would stay away from? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fun to hear everybody's opinion. But I will start, I guess, since all you guys sound like you're muted. And, of course, Mark is allegedly here, but he's not doing anything. Just his little emojis up there. But anyway, or avatar, I'm sorry. Got to get my tech savvy type of wording going on. But so bottom shelf, I think it really depends on price point, what you classify as being the bottom shelf. So me, anything under $50, I would consider bottom shelf. That's just me. That might be lower for you, but I don't like certain things because I like to have a minimum of 4 years, right? For the most part. And I find that some of the stuff that's on the bottom shelf a lot of times is less than 4 years. All right. So there could be like a litany of things that could be in there. Old Forester can be in there. The typical, I think even the Prohibition is under $50 here. All right. I think you could put in here, Big Mustache, which is fantastic. It's under $50. But if I was thinking even further than that, you could go with stuff like, your standard, what's it called? Four Roses. All right. You could do that. That would
Yellow
be
label.
one. Yeah. Yellow label.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not plastic bottle though. Not plastic bottle. Yellow label. Not plastic bottle. That would be one. But there's also Old Tub. That is a fantastic bourbon. And I think it's like,
it's very underrated.
It's a bond. It's
$25 maybe here, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if you're going to become an alcoholic, that's the one to go with. All right, because you probably keep that up with a maybe I don't know, minimum wage job or something of that nature. I mean, you may still be living on the streets, but you're gonna have some Old Tub with you. All right, and it's a glass bottle, so I think that would work.
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of you guys? What do you think?
I'm looking at under 30. I'm moving it down to 30 because some of those, they're very nice bourbons, and I wouldn't consider them bottom shelf, especially going dollar point. And of course, the white label Evan Williams, everybody's going to pick that out. But recently, in my local store, which is pretty much a closet down there in Brewston Mills, they've been getting in a lot of this Benchmark. And tonight, I'm enjoying their Bonded 100 proof. Bottled in bond. This is made by Buffalo Trace. It is their bottom shelf. And there's no cork on this bad boy. That's a screw top.
Well, that doesn't actually mean anything because
it's a
Weller, or if you're a
if it ain't got a cork, man,
they have
moves it down a rank.
Screw tops.
Yeah,
but I think the 12 actually is it's behind me, but I can look here momentarily. But I think the 12 is a screw top.
It is.
Yeah.
But for me,
Metal screw top.
if there's no cork, if I'm, yeah, it's like I'm going right back to the days of Mad Dog 2020.
Oh my God, I don't want to forget.
You know what I
those days.
mean? And
We
so
talked about that
that's
pre-show.
what I think when I'm hitting a screw top. But this stuff here, it's like this. I've tried
Nothing
their
is like
foolproof,
Mad Dog, man.
which was 125. I've also got that on the shelf. This stuff is actually pretty damn good. I mean, the caramel notes I get for this, I mean, it's awesome. It's got nice heat. Following up, the peppery finish is there. On the nose, I'm getting like sweet apple and vanilla on my palate. I mean, the caramel comes through, light oakiness. I mean, this is before, and
So-
it's $25.
So, question for you on that. So, and maybe I've never had it. Well, that's not true. I did have it at a tasting at Buffalo Trace, not Buffalo Trace, but over this past couple weekends ago when I was up at the Bourbon Classic. But when it says, I know what bottle and bond is, but when it's bonded, is it still 4 years?
Yeah, it's got it on the side label.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
So
it
that's
talks
just
about-
type of puffery they're using then.
exactly. It's just that this one's got bonded. The other one has full proof on it. I forget what the others do have on them, but yeah, it's just
What about the
old
foolproof?
and
Is the
right out
foolproof
there.
Also 4 year? Because
Yeah,
I can probably pick that up.
that
and I, will
I
try
don't
it.
know, but I think it does. I think it is. And that's 125 proof, but in drinking it, you would not think it was 125 proof. It does not drink to its proof.
What about you, Rob?
So I'm kind of with Gino. I'm 25 to 30 is a bottom shelf kind of a thing. And there are some things that I found that I really do like, and they tend more towards the rye side. Rittenhouse rye is usually in that $18 to $22 range.
So is that one of those straight shooter types for you?
Yeah, exactly. I got you. Well, he did give them a bit of a bump in sales, I will say that.
So
But
much so
it-
that Rittenhouse came out with a statement saying, please stop having drinks or making drinks that are associated with that. But anyway, that's beside the point. That was my attempt at humor that was not funny. All right, moving on.
So we got it though. And then Old Overholt Bottled and Bond. That's another rye. It's a 4-year rye. It's good by itself, but it's a great mixer. It's a great cocktail rye. For bottom shelf. I like the Old Forester 100. You can normally get that under $25.
Is it the 100 or the 86?
I think the 86 here in PA is like 19.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the 100 when I saw it was it was in that 25 to 30 range. It wasn't expensive at all.
Actually, all the Old Forester products, in my opinion, I have not come across an Old Forester. Daggum, must be having a stroke right now. But
Forester.
Yeah, an Old Forester product. Sorry, I slow it down. I would say my dyslexia kicked in, but I'm not reading anything. So anyhow, there's not been too many. I don't know if there's been ever any of their products that I've just looked at and go, no, it's not my jam. I mean, the 86 is a great mixer with almost everything, right? Statesman is fantastic.
Statesman's a great bourbon.
Yeah, and what is it? Prohibition and what's the other one? 1810, 1910, something like that.
So 1910.
Yeah.
1910, yeah.
Yeah, they're all like staple bourbons that everybody, in my opinion, should have. And none of them, in my opinion, or let me put it differently, none of them in this area are over $50
No,
for any
same
of
here.
those.
Okay.
So that's a solid price on all of those, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now,
And
the
they're-
1920, is that over 50 for you?
That's the prohibition, right?
No.
No,
The prohibition is the 1897.
1890. Yeah, something like that. 1890.
Yeah, something like that.
I can look tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that
Well, I'm
I'm
sitting
pretty
here-
sure
I'm sitting here
all of
looking
them
at it.
are under
Oh.
$50.
Because it is for us, the 1920. It's lower than it's like 46.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost everything that I've come across at Old Forester is typically when you're looking at it on the shelf. It's so the place I normally shop has 4 shelves. It's generally on the second to the bottom shelf.
I'm thinking PA had the 1920 at 59,
Okay.
but everything else was under 50.
By the way, just to put this out there, next week I should be accompanied right here with Cafe 305 sitting right beside me. So just saying, putting that plug out there, Billy. If you're listening,
Where is Mr.
Where the
Billy?
hell
at
is
tonight?
Billy?
I don't know, but he gave me the big thumbs up
I saw the thumbs up.
because I was like, immediately, both of my diversity personnel, they immediately said, boom. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a great show. It's just going to be me and diversity. And then all of a sudden, the rest of you guys started chiming in. I was like, all right. DEI right here.
So, Mark, how about you?
What's up, guys? So you guys mentioned most of the ones that I would say definitely that entire new benchmark line, all of them.
Really? I might go up to
stuff.
that tomorrow.
I mean, some are better than others, but none of them are bad in my opinion. I agree with O-Tub. I definitely agree with Four Roses Yellow for sure. Let's see, the Old Forester 186 and the Old Forester Rye, their basic rye, another good one. Rittenhouse. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
I can tell you something that nobody's mentioned that I was hoping Chuck's probably going to mention it, but is Wild
What's that?
Turkey 101.
Yeah, forgot it.
Didn't think about- yeah.
Yep, moved right on
Always.
by.
That's what I was going to mention.
Because I'm
And-
going to tell you what, that is a fantastic bourbon. Like,
Okay.
and it's always under what, 25, 26, 26.
And
right
for,
around
you
that
know,
point,
the other one right
22.
now, if you like a higher proof, Old Granddad 114. I don't know why all of a sudden that's such a hot topic. I don't know what the hell happened. It just in the last 2.5 months, it's just everything is Old Granddad 114. It's like
Yeah.
it just got discovered. I don't.
Yeah.
And it's getting Blanton's hate all of a sudden. I've never heard someone hate Old Granddad 114 until about the last.
Well, I'm not a fan of 114. I'm not a big fan of all. Now, the Old Granddad Bottle and Bond, fantastic.
Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking about
yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah.
But the 114, I'm just not a big fan of it. It tastes it's too bright for me, and it leaves
Okay.
and it has a very sour mash type of finish that I just don't like. Which is the reason
Gotcha.
why I don't mention
Well,
Jack Daniels.
and you're not a Jack Daniels fan either, so
Right.
that makes sense.
Mm.
Mr.
Though I
Chuck,
do have one Jack Daniels bottle. It's right over there. It's the Sinatra.
Okay.
It still has as much as I got the day I got it, except for with me and David here. I don't drink
And
it.
I still think Ancient Age at $9
Yeah.
is a decent pour. I
It
know
is.
a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ancient Age
I
at
don't know
$9.
that. No, that's not true. That's made by Barton, right? It is.
Ancient Age.
Yeah, it's Barton. And and I have had that because I had it at the distillery. It's not bad. It's still too light and bright for me because it tastes kind of young, my opinion. But no, I'm with you. You picked out some good ones there. What
Yeah,
about
what
you,
about-
Chuck?
What's
I'm
Bullet
sorry, go-
running? No, just what's Bullet running now?
You know, I don't know
Oh.
what Bullet's running. I haven't bought that in a while, and I'll tell you why. I think the reason why I haven't is because it's like all over the damn place. Like
Yep.
you can find it everywhere. It's kind of like the same reason why people don't buy Woodfords. Woodford has they've kind of hit that equilibrium of the supply demand curve. Like they're going to keep making sure it's there, and demand's going to stay constant, right?
Mhm.
You won't find a liquor store in the United States that
Does not
sells
have.
that has bourbon that doesn't have it, right? So, it's just like Bullet's everywhere now. So it's like I don't really have a desire to want for it. And even if I see it on a menu and they had Woodford or Bullet, I'm always taking Woodford, to be honest with you. But anyway, I don't know what it runs for. I haven't bought one in 5 years probably.
Cool.
Couldn't tell you.
If Billy was here, him and his wife buy those freaking gallon jugs from
Yeah.
Costco's, he could tell us what he pays for.
He's on his way.
Okay.
20 minutes though.
Yeah, I got one more, but I know Chuck's going to say it. So
No, go ahead.
Early Times Ball and Bomb.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Damn, I forgot about that one too.
not had that one.
Yeah.
That is
You
a good
hadn't
one.
you hadn't had that, Rob?
It's not available here in PA.
All right, let me see if I still have any from this case I bought. I bought a case that it was like 15. It was like 15 a pop. I was like, well, shit, give me the whole case.
You know what's funny is one of the guys from Bourbon Junkies, that's his thing too. He loves Early Times, and he has in like his I guess his safe room and his I guess bourbon den, he has cases of Early Times. That's his like go-to. And I was like,
Nice.
so it's Dan and Sean. So it's Sean. It's the younger or the skinnier one. So yeah, it's funny when they talk about that because I started laughing. I was like, that's a good one to pick. I mean, you could live off of that. I mean, live off relative, right? Depending on what type of living you want to do. So you could. And what I like about early times for me is I don't get a hangover with that if I have one too many. Bullet will absolutely do that. Even my all-time favorites when it comes to perfect age outside of the BTACs and stuff, and that is outside of Bardstown as well, but Eagle Rare, right? If I drink too much Eagle Rare, I have a absolute hangover.
Hydration.
Well, and you said that, and I forgot my water bottle. Well, some bitch. Anyway, so when you finish that text, Chuck, why don't you tell us what you got going on?
Sorry, teacher. So I'm going to start with Heaven Hill Quality House, the white label.
See, I was going to
This
say
is a
that
good.
too.
This is a good $9.99 mixer. It's good straight. It's not overly flavorful, but it's for the price, it's good. And I wanted to be different. So, and I do drink quite a bit of it because there's that much.
Do you mix most of it, or you just drink it?
No, I never mix it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like to mix stuff either.
I don't like mixing stuff.
It depends.
Because I'm always trying to squeeze something out of it in case there's like a different tasting note that I can get out of it, and maybe I'll like it again.
There you
But,
go. There's in my
Wild
opinion,
Turkey 101,
that's the one that, in my opinion, beats Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. It's just my opinion.
$21.99. And of course, it came with a little rebate. It's good. Expires at the end of the month for $20.
Ooh.
So you get it for $1.99. The next one.
Yeah. Apparently.
Hey,
And then Old Granddad 114. This
How
one
much?
was $31.99. Good stuff. And then
PA
I'm
was
gonna- Go ahead.
PA was trying to hose people on that when that first came out.
Damn.
Because it was the same bottle as the Old Overholt. They did a PA Ohio release only for old. It was an Old Overholt 114 proof, 5, 6, 7 year age rye. They were getting like $70 for that bottle.
This one?
No, not for the Old Overholt. Same bottle.
Oh, okay.
And then they brought out they got one shipment of the Granddad 114. And they
Okay.
were trying to sell it for like $59 a bottle.
Oh, geez.
wow.
Well, now the problem with the Old Granddad 114 is a lot of they're having trouble getting it. I don't know if it's the bottles. I don't know what it is, but the distributors are having a hard time getting it. So what the stores are starting to do now are starting to scream, oh, it's allocated. I don't think it's reached allocated level yet. I've talked to a few guys and they say, nah, it's not allocated. It's just tough to get right now. And one of my guys did get a couple cases of it. The other one didn't. Just recently. And at $31.99, it's a great deal. But I think a lot of stores are starting to see this allocated thing and go, okay, since we can't get it, now we're going to start charging, paint a little sign on the side and, of a van and that says free hot dogs or footlongs and free candy and start, charging rapey prices over stuff. And,
Yeah.
Rapey prices.
yeah, I mean, I could say molestation, but that's your thing.
That's the word I was going to say. That's the word. It's not my thing. It's the word I use.
All right. My
Check
apologies.
yourself.
My apologies.
There's one thing none of us mentioned is Weller Special Reserve, and depending on where you are,
It's hard to find.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is.
in Ohio, you can get it at $22.99 a bottle.
No, if it's available someplace at like in Ohio for $22, yeah, absolutely. That's up there with Evan Williams. That's up there with Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. That's up there with Wild Turkey 101, in my opinion. But the problem is that it's not readily available. I mean, it's just like I was talking about earlier with Chuck. If Eagle Rare was sold at the price it's supposed to be, which is what, $35, $34, $38 somewhere
I
there,
think it's up to about 34.
that would be my absolute top of the line bottom shelf bourbon.
Oh yeah.
All right. but it's not.
Unless you
It's
get a
Alex.
single barrel, then it changes everything.
Yeah.
Like a store pick.
Yeah.
Store pick, yeah.
The store picks are much better, but when let me put it differently. That's not true. It depends on who picked it. Like the
Yes.
one you have that you sent me from Maryland, which I still have. It's over here. That's fantastic, but it has a different sweetness note than your standard Eagle Rare,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And then I've had some store picks. The one I got from Savannah, is that right? Savannah, Tennessee. Yeah. At that place where I just happened to show up and they were like, hey, you want Blanton's? I'm like, yeah, let's do this. You want, damn it, Rob, stop digging in the freaking Cheetos. Okay.
I ain't touching the pretzels, man. They're over there. They're over there. Don't see me put food in my mouth, do you?
Then what you need to do is you need to put some lotion on that because that was scratchy. Anyway,
All right. So you were talking about Eagle Rare.
yeah. So like I got a store pick from Savannah, Tennessee, and that was fantastic as well.
Mhm.
And then I've had a couple here locally that I'll put it differently. Back in the day, like I hadn't seen any store picks in the last 3 years. I have not seen not a one.
Oh my.
Yeah. Hard.
Anywhere locally. I mean, it's generally, if it comes up, it's an allocated product. Now you have to buy it with something else. You know, they're doing those bundles
Mhm.
because we all want White Lightning or we want the Wheaton's, Wheatley vodka. Because the last time I was there and I was like, look, I'll just buy it, but I don't want the vodka. Like, can you just go, I don't know, keep it, put it back on the shelf, sell somebody else. I don't care.
But do you understand why they do that?
No, I do understand why they're doing that. Doesn't mean I
Because
dig
what
it.
happens if they didn't do that? What happens?
People would buy up all the Eagle Rare and nobody would buy up the Wheatley's
Yep.
vodka.
They'd run out the door with just Eagle Rare and everything else would sit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame, but that's what that's what it's come to.
No, I already, at that point I'd already agreed to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
the price. Just keep the vodka. I don't want it.
Mhm.
I know everybody's mad about, people get mad about that, but you really can't.
No,
You
it's
know?
not worth it.
There's so many things to be mad about, and that's not one of them. All right, so let's move on to what Rob, were you getting
Oh, I
ready to
have
say
one
something?
more actually.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let Chuck and then Rob, I think, had a question too, or was going to say
Nope.
something.
Fighting Cock, Heaven Hill. That's a good one. It used to
I've
be
never
a 6-year
had that.
product.
I always look at it and go, no.
It's a good one for like $17.99.
I tried it in Ohio at the one bourbon bar I like to hang out at. I didn't like it so much.
Okay.
I mean,
That's like me telling people I didn't like that
I didn't like it so much.
that Fossil Creek or whatever Mark sent me that time.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
like this so much.
I didn't like that so much.
I said,
Night
excuse
crawlers.
me, I'm gonna go. Yeah, night crawlers. I'm gonna go wash my glass out with soap.
Nice.
Wow, that's still today. That and Slaughterhouse are the two. And also Slaughterhouse, and then there's also that one that's made by
Lead Slingers?
Lead Slingers. Oh my god, that's fucking horrible too.
Mm.
Like if you guys want to drink bourbon and you're like wanting to drink bourbon, stay away from Fossil Creek, Slaughterhouse, Lead Slingers. And you know what? I love Matt
Stillhouse.
West and all those guys, but their bourbon sucks. All right.
Mm.
It is what it is. And if the military people hate me, that's fine. I served 22 years. I have a right to have an opinion. And here, my opinion's correct in this case.
You
Now, go
see
ahead.
the one the Stillhouse one that's in the freaking tin can?
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
bad too.
Yeah.
But I have tried that, and I'll be honest.
Well,
with
there's
you,
several in a
it's-
tin can actually of those.
Yeah, but it's actually I had
There's-
the black can. I actually
Yeah.
had one of those down there at Don's place in Fairview. Right down the road is a like a chicken wing place, and me and Jay and a bunch of guys went all over there to eat lunch. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try some of that. I mean, what's worst thing that happened? I don't like it, and I just pour it out like I did Fossil Creek, right? And wash my glass out
Mhm.
with soap. Worst case, right? I'm only saying that because Mark has been so kind to me and sent me the greatest stuff on earth, except for that one time.
Except for that one time.
That one time, it was like, dude, I don't know if our relationship's going to make it. But anyway, back to back to Steelhouse. So I had the opportunity to try it. It was they had the black can with the, I think it's white stripes on it. I
Yeah.
don't
White.
remember.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I was like, WTF? What is that? You know? And so and Jay was like, you hadn't tried that. I mean, that's got to be better than what you thought of the Jack Daniels barrel proof barrel pick. All right. And I'm like, sure, I'll try it. So I had them pour it, and you could tell it was really young from just the pour. I'm like, can you put some ice in that? You know, and they did. And so I tried it. I was like, it's not Nightcrawler's bad. All right. And you guys who don't know what Nightcrawlers is, back in the day, I don't know if they still do it because I don't fish anymore, but they used to go to the local convenience store near the lake or rivers or whatever, and you would go in there, and next to the crickets, they would have.
They still do it.
Okay,
They
they would
still
have
do
these
it.
little
Oh, yeah.
styrofoam containers with like a little short, you know,
Yep.
sweet iced tea here in the South
Mhm.
container, and it'd have a little top on it. And you open it up, and it looks like a bunch of tobacco and these worms just crawling through. That's what it looks like.
Mhm.
And like dip tobacco, I should say. And man, whew, oh Marky Mark, man, he hooked me up that time. Whew, that was not good. But anyway, Steelhouse was not terribly bad, and it was not as bad as Fossil Creek. That's my opinion on that. But it hadn't been mentioned. But there we go. Chuck, did you have any more?
Oh no, I think that was it. But I did want to mention about the Weller products, especially in Ohio right now. You have to remember, I posted an article from another guy's site that does investigations on things, and he mentioned that there's a lot of fake stuff going on right now with fake labels. People taking the labels off of Weller
Yeah, I saw
SR,
that.
putting CYPB labels on them, putting foolproof labels on them, taking stickers, store stickers, the store pick stickers, the little gold or silver medallions, and reinstalling those on different bottles, like Weller, what is that, Antique 107?
Yep.
And they're reselling this stuff and trying to get max profits. And and then there's the websites, like what is it, eBay, where they sell bottles.
Yep.
Empty bottles. So people are doing that, and it's becoming such a big thing. And Ohio seems to be crawling with people that have been getting caught lately doing this. And there's so many other people that are, still left to be found. But, it's just one of those things where, do you really want to go down that road and buy any of that stuff right now? It's probably not a good idea unless you're getting it directly from a store and they're getting it from a distributor.
Or you're getting it from someone that's close to you that you trust completely.
Yes.
Because I agree with you 1,000%. One of the ones that was not mentioned that would be at MSRP would be a bottom shelf whiskey that you just brought up, meaning not you mentioned, you used it as part of what they're doing with a lot of the fraudulent samples and stuff like that, is the Antique. That's supposed to be $45, $42, somewhere in there. Now, granted, manufacturer suggested retail price is their suggestion. They do not have any authority whatsoever to set the price.
Right.
None. All right. So it's just a suggestion. But if it was at that price, in my opinion, I don't know that there could be a better bourbon on the market. I really don't. It under $50, in my opinion. That and Eagle Rare 10 would be my top two. But I want to go real quick with you guys. And I'm just going to ask you, best bourbon under $50, real quick, Gino.
Under 50. Damn. There's so many. It's tough for me to pick.
Pick one.
I'll go with Eagle Rare.
Okay. Rob.
Stellum.
It's a good one. That Black Label, I haven't tried that yet. I meant to go buy that the other day.
104 for me.
Yeah. I think it's like that around here. I'll let you know tomorrow. I will go by there tomorrow. I told you guys that last time I was going to look down in Florida, and I restocked my entire place down there in Florida. I've got plenty of bourbon and stuff now. Got to hear a wonderful story about allocation. Like I've never been a part of allocations before. I knew nothing about it. The lady was going to tell me all about it. You know, why I let her do her thing. What about you, Mark?
If you can get it at the correct price, Antique 107.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's a good one. Chuck? Oh, I missed Rob, but I'll come back to you, Rob. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
No, I
You
just
did
showed
Stellum.
Oh, that's right. You did. You said Stellum. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Stellum.
right. That's right. Okay.
I picked it up in Indiana for $49.
I'm going to go with Old Forester 1920 and Stellum Blue Label. Bourbon.
Damn, you took mine. I was going to say Stellum Blue Label. That is a good one. If I had to pick another one, I'm actually going to go with Woodford. Almost anything. It is consistently exactly what you think each and every time.
You know, it's funny where everybody's missing one, though, but that's okay.
Which one are we missing?
Makers.
No, I wasn't going to say. I was going to, because I haven't found like the private selects are the best. Like I found 2 store picks while I was down there of Makers. And one of them I left
59 or 69.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. I left both of them down there in Florida. Well, that's not true. I drank one of them, and one of them is left down there. I showed y'all the picture of the one. And what's funny about it is it's total of like 8 years that it's the private select that they had, the store pick. But the last 2 years are with toasted French barrels. Oh my God, maple syrup, just like it is like, and it's 119, I think, proof. Oh my God, it is awesome. It's like if you could drink, French toast with maple syrup on it, that's what you're getting. It is fantastic. And by the way, we have a new follower out of there. I think it's called Tweakers. It's called Tweakers down in Florida. Fantastic place. If you haven't picked up any of the barrel proof or any of the store picks from Tweakers, which everybody around there does, it's fantastic. I know that they're following us now because they told me. I talked to the owner for a long period of time, and he was like, well, I'd love to invite you guys down to do a store pick. I'm like, you just got to let me know when you're doing it. And me and the guys, we got a place to stay. We'll be down here for it. Right. But anyway, they have that guy. I wanted to try the Old Elk that he had a store pick on, and I didn't because I'm kind of burnt out on Old Elk. By the way, that would be a good under $50 as well. If you can find it for that, because it's supposed to be like $39.45-ish. Unfortunately, nothing with inflation and all this other nonsense going on is at that price. But anyway, let's move past all that. So we heard. Oh, I didn't tell you what my pick was. My first pick was going to be Antique 107. If you can find it under $50, it is what it's supposed to be, and it is fantastic. My second one was going to be Eagle Rare. If you could find it, which Gino said, and then my third was going to be Stellum Blue, fantastic, and one of my favorite bottles. I still have the one that Chuck sent me. I don't want to drink it all because it's freaking fantastic, And I think you sent me a store pick, right?
Of what?
Of Stellum.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it is. I would turn around and look. I don't have time. Billy.
Long day.
What's happening?
Love
Tell
that
me,
hat,
brother.
man. That's a good looking hat. Baseball season starts next week.
I'm ready for it. Trust
I
me.
know
I'm
you're going
ready.
to be here for that.
Yes.
I've taken off. What day? Hey, what day? I meant to get that from. What day are you flying back?
Sunday.
Okay, good. I took off Monday because I'll probably be recovering.
Okay. So did I.
You own your own business. I hope you took off.
I'm gonna make sure it's a shit show.
All right, real quick, Billy. Just because you are late catching on, under $50 best bourbon that you can buy. Under $50.
Oof, under $50. Best bourbon you can buy.
By the way, we did all forget one. The company. Just saying.
Oof.
No idea what the price point is.
Okay, so
$49.
best bourbon you can buy for under $50 plus availability. Woodford Double Oak.
See, I said Woodford as well. That's a good one. Yep.
Well,
Agree with you.
Jody, that what you mentioned about the company could be the next question.
Okay.
Craft distilleries.
Mhm.
What's your favorites? Within a certain price range, we'll have to set that. But
All right, say under 70.
okay, there you go.
So I have two, if you're asking me first. Craft distilleries. meaning that they don't have the volume that goes.
And they
out
could be
like-
non-distiller producers too.
right? But they could. Whoa, that's tough because man, you start doing that. I've got 3 right off the top of my head. Copper Sky is right up there. That's freaking fantastic. The company is one, and then probably my third would be Leaper's Fork. If you're basing off of volume. Now, if you go up a step on volume, then it becomes Belmead or Greenbrier
Nelson Brothers.
Nelson Greenbriers. That's right. I live here. I should know this, but those guys, those are fantastic. The only thing I don't like about them is the hype that's put on into their flavors. I'm not really a big flavor guy. I like the sherry cast. I do love, which none of us mentioned as well, is King's, which I have one over here. So why I'm pointing that way. King's honey. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
A good one. Yeah,
I traded a bottle of Blanton's for that.
and so's the Ryconic.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the
It is.
Ryconic's good too.
Actually, that's my number one. By King's. That is my number one rye. I'm not a big rye drinker, and I think you guys we've already talked about that. But the Ryconic is fantastic. What about the rest of you guys, real quick? Let's go through this. Let's pound through this. Gino.
What are the limits we setting again now?
Under $70.
Craft.
Craft. There's not too much exposure for craft here. I absolutely love the company. I will pay whatever you tell me to pay.
You don't pay
more.
me. I just
But
see you.
you know that is some absolutely delicious stuff.
Me and Billy going to take a trip down there.
But I would say
Friday.
as far as local for here, Still Hollow made some nice honey bourbon. And it was pretty good. It was very young. As a matter of fact, I've got a bottle that's sitting in one of those mini barrels behind me, putting some more age to it. But that wasn't too bad. That is a definite craft. Exactly what the name says. They're in a little hollow here in West Virginia, producing some pretty decent stuff. I just wish they would age it longer. But I'll go with that.
Fantastic. Rob.
So, I mean, for craft, there's some really nice stuff happening here in PA that I've really Liberty Pole Spirits.
You've told me about that before. Yeah.
I sent David the peated bourbon, knowing that he's the Scotch guy in the group.
Oh yeah. Don't send that to me. That's Nightcrawlers. Go back to Mark.
I know. But they're putting out some really great product. They're about 30 minutes south of me here. Big Spring Spirits is another one here in PA that is doing some really nice ryes in the 6-year range, and they've got a port cask finished one. Actually, Jody, I do have one I've got to send out to you. It was from their whiskey. They did a
Whiskey Rebellion. Yeah.
Celebrated. This is a taxation rye. It was just fantastic. It's 6-year age rye.
Please. I look forward to that.
It's here somewhere. Just gotta find it again.
Real quick, just so we can know what words not to say on the show ever again. 1 is the company, and 2 is Penelope.
Why?
Right? Because I don't want anybody getting those. I want them all for me.
Oh, okay.
And you guys. Because I'm gonna tell you what. Right now, if we had to pick a distillery that's doing it right, you know, like what was it last year? It was for me. It was Maker's Mark with all the selects that they had and this, that, and whatever. It's freaking fantastic. And I still love Maker's Mark. I don't want to knock them. All right. But if I had to pick one that's won this year, it's Penelope. God bless those guys.
Oh yeah.
That toasted barrel they have is the best bourbon at the price point on the market. Period.
Yep.
But again, forget you guys ever heard of that. And the fortunate thing is nobody's watching us right this second. So
Who?
that works out
What?
perfect. Yeah. So anyway, back to the show. Billy, what about you? As one person gets back on, you guys missed all the really good stuff.
Oh, Jesus, $70. I gotta go with like the Leaper's Fork.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just for me. The damnedest thing is, it's just not. I've never seen it anywhere other than when you guys get your hands on it.
Well, we'll get some this week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We can go to the distillery if you want to.
Unfortunately here in Miami, the stuff that is available, it's crazy because it's unicorns, which is at a stupid price. But some of the under the radar stuff, like the Penelopes, you can find them, but they're very, very scarce. And I mean, hell, yeah, I don't even think you can
By the
get
way,
the
it's a
company
banned word. You cannot say that again.
that other ones that C word, you can't find it here either. I've never seen it on the shelf anywhere in Florida.
Well, we'll get you a box set up and we'll mail it from here on
Okay.
this week. Because I have nothing but you to do this next week. And if you want to take that sexual, that's on you.
Damn.
All right, Mark.
Hey.
You're up. Hey, but I
Hey.
do have a question for you.
Hey,
I
hold
want
on,
to do is I want to make those big fat fucking mama burgers that you make with the egg and all that stuff on it. I want you to teach me how to do that, because every time I see that, I'm like, God damn, his hamburgers look so fucking good. Like, how does he do that? Like, what do you put in there? All right, so we're going to talk about that this week. So I have everything ready for you and all this. So anyway, Mark, what about you?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with Redline number one. Redline's doing some good things. They have a honey that's really good.
I've never had Redline. I think tonight's the first time I've ever heard of Redline.
Yeah, I've mentioned it a couple times. They supposedly have distribution in Nashville as of last week. I don't know for certain, but they're doing some good things. And the honey is really good, but the Amburana, that Brazilian oak,
Yeah.
if you see it, get it.
Yep. I'm
Get
with
it.
you.
And then the other would be Kazuba. You all have tasted Kazuba.
Oh yeah.
Out of
Yes.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good stuff right there. I like that one.
All right,
Still
Chuck.
hard to get.
All right. I'm going to go with Bardstown Origin.
Україна передала Росії ядерну зброю.
You want to go ahead and interrupt the class there, Rob?
All right. I'm going to go with Bardstown.
Stop it, man.
Bardstown Origin. The Black Label, the bottle and bond, good stuff. Very good.
Oh, it
stuff.
is. I can attest to that because I
Absolutely
received a
delicious.
bottle of
They're putting out some bangers
shampoo
right now.
from Chuck, and it was fantastic, and it is, and it's still sitting up there.
Another.
It's the
ahead.
white too. The white's good too.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
That's fantastic. The white, if I could have another bottle, I would get it, but I can't find another bottle. So I would.
It's
I mean,
tough
what
to
I'm saying-
find right now. It's like
Right.
non-existent everywhere.
The white and black, I have
the
not
white-
seen it all here in Tennessee.
Mhm.
Let me see what I can do. If it's
All right.
still there, I'll pick it up for you.
Cool. I appreciate it, brother.
My second choice is the. This is a Tennessee whiskey, and it's Nobel. This is
I've never had that.
the
Mike Rose.
Mike Rose
Yeah.
product. I really like their stuff. They have two of them out. This one's finished in French oak staves, and the other one isn't. But they're both very, very good. And then another, Penelope.
Oh, it's a banned word. You can't say that on.
Did I
the-
mention
Can't say
Penelope?
that.
The Valencia series. This is from the Cooperage series.
I swear to God, Penelope.
That's the one I want to get.
And
Copper
this one
Copper
is a
Sky,
banger.
and then also the company. That's the best bourbons out there that people don't really know about yet.
And of
in
course,
my
they're
opinion.
going to come out with another one, the Penelope Rio,
Really?
Yeah, I saw
very
that
soon.
one.
I'd say within the next month or so.
Is
So-
that Brazilian oak? Is that what the Rio?
Is it Amburana? Maybe I don't know. It seems like Amburana is getting the new
That's-
thing
That's
again.
that's what I was saying. That's
That's
the
the
new
hot
thing.
one.
That's the new
All right.
hotness.
So we're going to go to the last topic tonight. All right. So this, if you guys want to hang tight for this, this is the big one. All right. It might be a little spicy. If you had to pick a top shelf whiskey outside of BTACs, the unicorns and stuff of that nature, what top shelf whiskey would you tell our viewers to stay away from?
So
you
it
know,
has
let
to be
you go.
shelf available.
No, it doesn't have to be shelf. It can be secondary or whatever.
Oh, okay.
To stay away from?
Yep.
Jesus.
No, Jesus, we want people to go to.
Well, then I definitely better change my ways because I'm fucking up.
Yeah, but your hat looks cool. I like that hat.
Yeah.
My boy Brian would love that hat. He's a
So,
ginormous Mets fan. Lives down in
it-
Florida.
And I've had it several different times from people who have had it. I won't spend the money on it, and everybody wants it. Happy 23.
I said stay away from the BTAC. So let me clarify.
Is that in the BTAC thing? Then?
It's not, but it kind of is because they're only released about the same time the BTACs are released.
All right.
So I want us to stay away from like that because that's very subjective, and some people that's what they crave for. I agree with you. The Pappy is not.
It's way overowned.
It's
23 years. It's just.
Well, I don't believe that. I disagree with you on that perspective. But what I would say is that price point wise, it's not one of my favorite. But let's pick something that's, I wouldn't say readily available, but something that is sought after.
Kentucky Owl Confiscated.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I haven't bought that because of what you guys have said about the Confiscated. I've chose not to buy that, and it's available here for me. Now I will tell you, there's St. Patrick's, fucking fantastic. All right, not St. Patrick, but they're Irish. It is good.
St. Patrick's. Actually,
that is good. That's real good. Yeah, that's real good.
So it's gonna sound wild, but Blanton's.
I don't know that I disagree with you there. I mean, if it was if it was under $70, I think that
different story.
It'd be a different story. But at $100 or in the secondary, 150 sometimes, and then of course don't get me wrong, the straight from the barrel is the best Blanton's ever made, in my opinion. But is it worth $275? No.
But here's the kicker: before there's a store maybe 10 minutes from my house, it's like $250
for like a regular standard Blanton's,
right? And it's actually gone up to $300. One of my boys sent me the picture. It's actually $300 in that same store, and I'm just like, no. Yeah. So for that price point, I'll tell anybody to stay away from it. If you can get somebody who can gift it to you, or you want to trade something for it, cool. But I mean, for Blanton's, no. I
usually use Blanton's as like a Christmas present. For somebody it might be close to me, I'll send it to them.
Yeah.
Or I'll bring it to them, or I'll wrap it up and that'll be their gift. Definitely to new bourbon newcomers that are trying to get into the scene and stuff. Like, here's your unicorn, go ahead and get it. Now you're not looking for it anymore, so now your mind is much more clear. I dig it though. I think that's a good one. What about you, Marky Mark?
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I've been trying to cheat. It's an orphan barrel, but I can't remember which one. I can't. It's one of the orphan barrels. I got to finish cheating looking, but
Fable and Folly.
That might be.
That is the one you're thinking of.
That's the
latest. Yeah, that's the latest, and that was. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was like. I thought their one 3 years prior was even better, but I've only had those two, so I don't know all of them.
Yeah, I'd have to actually see it. That might be, but I have to see it. It wasn't that as bad as just for what, $300?
300.
Yeah, how much is it? If it's
it was like 129.
Well, you buy stuff at
so that may be not. That may be
rest of us do.
Might be a different one.
Yeah, it could be. I have to look. I'll tell you when I look.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
I had my very first orphan barrel ever was Thompson Station used to have a what they called the Thompson Station Manor, which was a place to eat. And I went with my best friend who is no longer with us. He committed suicide as a veteran, but he and I went there and I got in trouble because everything I order is always in doubles. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna try that. I'll have a double. He will too. It was $68 a shot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Damn.
I was like, damn, Jim.
Hey,
We'll
Mark.
do that one again. Yes, sir.
Was it Muckety Muck?
That might be.
That's the one that was the one that was $300.
Yeah, wasn't that one a Scotch though, or
That's
was
a
that a
Scotch.
bourbon?
Yeah.
That was a Scotch.
Yeah, it's not a Scotch. It's actually called a single malt. I think that's right, isn't it? The Muckety Muck is a single malt, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't like. I probably wouldn't like it anyway. I don't think I like the Muckety Muck, but I don't think that's the one.
Yeah, Muckety
Well,
Muck
you can continue trying to cheat, Chuck.
Yeah.
What about you?
All right, I'm going to go with Midwinter Night's Dram.
Damn it, you
No.
took mine. I was going to say
Hear me
that.
out on this one. They were good at one point.
Yes,
you
they
know,
were
good,
fantastic.
and they were worth the price point.
After
But-
8.
Yes, they started to they just started raising prices. And last year, or the year prior, I should say, they raised it to 99.
Mhm.
It was 79, 69, 79 for the longest time. Then all of a sudden it was $99, and everybody said, "Yeah, well, that's okay. You know, we can do that." And I did it. But this year, I mean, yeah, even last year was number 9. They, kept it within the, reason, the price, and it was decent. But it
But they
started
sold out,
tailing
though.
off.
They sold to a different distiller now, like
Constellation.
that
Yeah.
owns it. I don't think they're putting forth the same type of, like, some of the things I loved about Act 7, for example,
Mhm.
is you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. I love the way it tastes next to a fire. Like, it
Mhm.
opens it up. You can get all the spices and stuff like that. But I have up there, I have what is it? Encore, and I have Act 10 as well. And that is, dude, highest bidder, boom, it's yours. Like, I'm just gonna give it away at this point. It's not good, in my opinion. So I don't know if they just didn't put the same type of time into it or what. It's just it's not a quality product as it used to be, in my opinion.
Right. I agree with you. And the thing with it is, they raised the price, and at the distillery, I think it was 150 to 175, and they allowed you to buy a case of each product. And there were lines, each morning at 3 or 4 in the morning, and sitting out there in the snow or whatever it may have been. And people were
It's
happier
in
than
Utah,
pigs and
so it
shit,
might have been.
so. And I just couldn't see the whole thing behind it. After I tried Act 10, I said, wow, this just isn't the same as it used to be. There's just
No,
something
it's
different
not.
about it. And it just seems like anymore, I'm finding that, or at least this is my thought, that it just seems like bourbon is becoming, there's no, what do you call that? There's no love, or nobody has no passion for it. It's
I don't
just,
believe
let's
that's
just throw some junk together. No, I'm not saying that about everybody out there.
Yeah, but I think there is
a lot of them are just throwing trash together.
I think you're absolutely right when you start looking at some of the big names that do that. Good Times would be a perfect example.
Resting on their laurels.
Right. Good Times.
Yeah, but they're an NDP. They're just
no. I know, but what I'm saying is they're throwing it together. But there are distillers out there, like for example, Leaper's Fork, the company who essentially cut all of their line except for the company, right? They do a gin as well, and but then you have, I said Leaper's Fork. You could take Big Mustache, who is owned by I think an Italian company, and it's fantastic. We've talked about that ad nauseum. I think I owe a bottle to Gino and Mark, right? Do I owe you one, Rob?
Big Mustache? No.
I got mine.
What do I owe you? Because I know I owe you something, because we talked about it 2 shows ago that I owe you guys something.
Me, Big Mustache. But
no, I know you're getting Big Mustache. Yeah. I just hadn't had a chance to go to the store to get that. But and then Cafe 305, he and I we'll be doing all of it here. So not worried about it. We'll just make a big box and have UPS pick it up at my doorstep.
Listen, let me tell y'all, next Thursday is gonna be a shit show. So please
it is.
tune in.
Off. I took off, and I cut my classes that day. I was like, guys, all right, so I want to talk to you. So I'm talking to my in-person students. And I'm like, all right, guys, I told them Tuesday. I'm like, so next week, next Thursday, I am not going to be here. That's not this Thursday. It's not even next Tuesday, but next Thursday, a week from this coming Thursday. I mean, I have to dumb it down for them sometimes, but they're great people.
They are college students.
Yeah. Well, it's like we were talking about today. We're talking about ESGs. It was a fantastic conversation, but anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Just listen, if your students only knew this fucking guy standing up here with a PhD with his friends and the shit that they in, you would lose all credibility.
Well, I mean, they know we have this show. I've talked about it. Because my wife always goes, she's like, you talk about your little dog and bourbon in class. I'm like, yeah, why the fuck not? I mean, that's like I can talk, somewhat educated response with all of it. You know, I love talking about that's a business thing, right? It's a business model and things of that nature. But I was actually going to call you this past week. I was going to call you today, this morning, but I didn't. It was too short of a notice and see if you wanted to discuss entrepreneurship because you are an entrepreneur. You're like a well-established entrepreneur and something to be proud of. And, you know, they don't always understand what risk means. Like risk means you put money out there and you don't get it back. It's like it's out there. You have to count it as a loss. And the rate of return, that's your trade-off. And you percentage that to a point. We're getting into class, but that you percentage that into a point is it worth the risk? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I don't want to get into all that. But it was a fascinating conversation with them about it. And then, of course, I was thinking about you. I was immediately thinking about you, not because you sent me a DM that said it said at Jody, and boom. I was like, I'm not going to look at this in class. It's just not going to happen. Like, I'm on the internet of the school, and I don't need them to go, all right, tits and ass, you can't be on the show anymore. And then I have to hear from the dean or something. Like,
no, it
it wasn't funny. That, but I didn't know because you never know with you guys. I don't trust you.
I agree. You were perfectly honest in your assessment of the situation. But you know, the guy's talking about the coach and why his team is not doing well.
Well, it's very good situational awareness.
But it was. But no, I've said that on the show. Like we've talked about it. And I was like, so, you know, why don't you think that team's doing good? They ain't got enough black folks. I mean, let's just call it what it is. All right. I mean, my son and I, we had this conversation yesterday. We had it yesterday at the dinner table. All right. So I'm kind of whispering because he's kind of around. All right. So he's like, Dad, we're never going to be good. We don't have enough black folks. I'm like, that's probably true, but that doesn't mean you can't be a leader. All right. I mean, I understand there's not enough black folks on the team. I get it. Y'all have two. Because I remember going to his.
Stop corrupting my nephew, man.
I remember going to his first practice, and I'm watching their practice, and I'm like, I don't know why this feels wrong, but
Slow.
like I'm counting the black folks, and I've only gotten to two. Like, why is that? Like, if this was golf, I might buy it. All right, but goddamn football, like, what are you thinking?
Hey, it's so funny you say that because I was the only black guy on the golf team.
But what I'm saying is, though, all your other guys were what? They're probably Caucasian, right?
Yes.
Like you would expect that. If it was volleyball or golf, you sit and go, or swimming. I mean, think about it, swimming. I'm not trying to get into stereotypes, but I'm kind of right. All
Black
right?
people swim, you know.
Like 3 of them do. And one of them made it on the Olympics team. And I cheered my ass off of that guy. I was like, oh my God, there's a black guy that swims on the Olympic team? Hell yes. Pulling for that guy. That guy was super fast. I was like, oh my God, hold my beer. Whatever. That dude is fast. I don't remember his name, but he was awesome.
He
All right.
did like the 50 meter or something like that.
Yeah, he did the 50
He was getting chased around the pool. That's why.
There's probably some truth to that.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, Jesus.
I just remember when I had to do swim teaching in the military, and a lot of times I had to do swim teaching with remedial students, and I was like, wow, there's no diversity in this class at all. And so there's just not. And I'm like, so we gotta work on floating, and we'll start there. And you guys can't float. Why is that? So
Panic sets in.
it's not just that. You guys have more muscle mass by
Okay, let's
genetics.
stop. Let's not go any further.
All right, Wolfman Jack.
Either way, my point still being the same is that I pull for my son. I think he's going to be great in football. He needs to be a great leader. But his team's going to still suck. But they ain't got nothing. Black folks. I mean, you know I'm right. You guys all know I'm right.
I mean, hey,
Name one white football team that does great by itself. The reason why you don't know this is because it don't exist. Chuck, don't act like you're too good for this conversation.
I'm listening.
Oh man,
I'm just crying inside right now.
It's not like I'm telling lies or anything. I'm actually, it's called a meritocracy. You want to have the best athletes on the field. If they happen not to represent the 4 of the 6 of us here, that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
I'm convinced there's got to be other criteria to become a PhD now.
Oh shit!
I mean, they were just giving it out.
Oh shit! Somebody on the committee, somebody on the PhD committee, got to be like, listen, we can't let this shit keep happening.
That's probably true. That's probably true. When I went through there, and what's funny is they keep asking me for money because I'm an alumni of a doctorate program. And they keep reaching out to me and they're like, "Hey, you want to send in some money?" I'm like, "No, like, no, not at all. I don't want to do this at all. Like, I paid you guys already. The government paid you. I don't need to pay you anymore. Like, no.
Oh man,
I'm not even a Nazarene. Like, no.
Mm-mm.
All right,
I believe in God, but that's it.
Yeah,
So
same
give-
here.
give-
I'm not giving my college any more money. They already got enough.
So what's the rundown for next week, sir?
All right, so I'm gonna go tomorrow as well. So like tomorrow, it's gonna be apparently a day of just going to picking spots and this, that, whatever. So on Friday, I'm picking up on Thursday. Thursday we're going.
Thursday
You have to
morning.
get acclimated because you said you wanted to take a giant deuce in my toilet. So I'm gonna let you do that first.
The one by the tree, right by the tree, Billy. Hey, Billy, look for the tree.
Negative. There's a lot of trees in my yard, but we don't do that here. Okay. I'm not saying there's nobody in my county that does that. I'm saying I don't.
No, I'm talking about the tree in the basement. That tree's not there now.
Oh, you talking about the Christmas tree?
Yeah.
No, it's gone. So,
damn.
so what
Okay.
he's talking about is I generally keep up what we call a Preds tree here at the house, and it's Predators hockey, and it has the blue and gold lights on it, and it has all hockey stuff and all the colors of the hockey team, and we keep it up for the duration of the hockey season. They ain't going to the playoffs. There ain't no reason to keep it up, so I took it down right after Christmas. I like hell with this. All right.
They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they're not this year. That's okay. They look good as a young team. They're not going anywhere this year. That's okay. I still love the guys, still cheer for them. And it's actually a benefit for a consumer because prices of the tickets should go down. All right. However, I will tell you that the young people look so good that they may actually stay pretty high for a time. But that's not relevant. So that tree is not up, Mark. That was a good point. You brought that up. I'm glad you remembered that one thing of my entire home.
I remember others. Ooh.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but okay. I know we had a great time. So anyway, on Thursday we're gonna get acclimated. We'll do whatever you want to do. We're gonna have dinner. I want to cook you wings and tell me what you think of my wings. All right. So that's
Okay.
So don't say it like okay, like God damn it,
No,
this is gonna
listen.
fucking suck.
No.
Hey.
Listen.
Take
So-
it from a guy.
I'm gonna cook your wings.
It's somebody else is cooking. I'm damn good with that shit.
My favorite meal is the one I don't have to cook.
No, I know,
Exactly.
but I want true critique on it because I'm trying to get better. Right, that's my
Oh no,
goal.
absolutely.
And I really love making wings, and they're a lot of fun to make, and I make them with Cafe 305 sauce and other sauces as well, but mostly the vast majority is Cafe 305. But I want to get your take on it. I want to get your thoughts, and so that was what my plans were for Thursday. Friday, depending on how the show goes and how we feel, will depend on what time we leave Friday to go do things.
Okay.
All right. But we'll get up at some point. You can take a shower, I hope, and I will too. And then we'll move on to doing our thing. All right. So we're going to go out, and I want to hit the company first. All right.
Okay.
And then at some point, David's coming down too. He may stay the night too. I mean, we got enough
Okay.
rooms. He may stay the night. So David's coming down, and we'll hit the company, and I want to hit Leaper's Fork. Leaper's Fork. All right.
Nice.
Because I want you to be able to see both of those, and if you want to purchase a bottle, we put it in a box and we can ship it off, make it happen. All right.
Okay.
All right. So then on Saturday, which is the day, I have a whole list. The boss lady put a fucking list out for me. So we got a list. All right. So we're going to do a list of things. And so on Saturday, what my hope is, I haven't heard back from them yet, but we're going to do the show, get an impromptu show during the parade from American Barrel. All right. That's what the hope is.
Cool.
And we do a show and just hang out. It's a great place. They'll get a lot of notoriety and with our 3 watchers and stuff. And we'll just have a good time. That's what the plan is. And then on Sunday, we may be recovering. But what time's your flight on Sunday?
I got to look sometime in the afternoon.
Okay. So we got time to recover.
Yeah.
So because Saturday may be one of those moments where we both go a little past the place we're supposed to be. Ooh. I don't mean like sexually. I mean, I'm talking about like
Listen, I didn't say nothing.
I know, but you looked at me like I was saying something sexual. I'm like, it's not that. We're not gonna be cuddling. I mean, unless you want to. We're not gonna cuddle at night, right?
No spooning.
I mean, I don't want to put that as not being a possibility because I have woke up in my son's room in the bed that he's not in at the time, like cuddling with all of his covers and all that with sawdust on me. I don't even know how all this happened. All right. So it's not like beyond the possibilities. What I'm
God
telling
bless
you
Billy.
that's not what my goal is. All right. And Mark has been here. He's seen that I'm not crazy.
Mark
I'm
didn't
slightly
stay.
crazy, but I'm not crazy, you know. By the way,
So I
we're like,
suggest you bring some holy water with you, but just don't bring any Catholic priests along.
well, wait a minute, time out here. I'm Catholic, so let's stop doing that kind of nonsense. Talking nonsense. By the way, real quick. So let's all say, be good to yourself and have a good night. And
Be good, gentlemen.
this is what happens when we have some dumb fuckery in the show.
I will see you next week in Tennessee on the show.
I've already ended the show.
Nice.
Cheers, y'all.